Good afternoon and welcome to where the sun is splitting the stones here at Parnell Park in North Dublin. It is the first of this afternoon's double header in the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 3 semi-finals. Kildare taking on Roscommon, two sides that met in last year's TG Carr Intermediate Championship. Kildare 4 points the winners on that occasion. They'll obviously be hoping, both sides under new management, Sean Finnegan will be hoping he can engineer a repeat this afternoon. Glad to be joined on commentary here by Hannah Tyrrell of the Dublin Footballers. I see you're not bearing any visible scars from yesterday afternoon in Clonus, hopefully not too many mental scars either.
Yeah, no, look, obviously disappointed day yesterday, but that's the game, that's the nature of sport, and you learn from your mistakes and you go on, and look, it's a new day, more football to be played, and there's a long summer ahead.
Absolutely. We'll chat more about that anon. Says you, why? But we will talk more about that later. But I will run through the teams very quickly because we have a minute silence and we have the national anthem to come here. So starting with the Kildare side, in goals, Derval McGinn, full back line, a little bit of inexperience in the corners with Mia Doherty and Fiona Trout coming into the team, but Leisha Lenihan was one of the dominant players. She lines out at full back, and that outstanding half back line that was the key line for them last year. Lauren Murtha comes back in at right wing back. She played a couple of games at corner forward this year. Lara Gilbert in the centre back, and Hazel McLaughlin on the left wing. New look midfield with Siobhan O'Sullivan away this year. She's on a tour of duty. They're hoping she'll come back into the side, but Aoife Rattigan and captain Grace Clifford will bring plenty of energy and mobility, not necessarily physical power, but it's all about running the ball with this young Kildare team. Grace Clifford captains the side from midfield. Half forward line, Lara Curran is the top scorer in the team from the centre forward position. Roisin Ford and Claire Sullivan either side of her, and then in the full forward line it's Nasa Dooley, Orla Sullivan and Ciara Wheeler. Taking you now through the Roscommon team, and not a huge amount of changes. There's one change from what you see on your screen in front of you. I'll take you through that in a minute, but it's Helena Cummins in goals, Sinead Kenny, Rachel Fitzmaurice and Megan Kelly in the full back line. Possibly a switch around there likely to materialise between Sinead Kenny and Rachel Fitzmaurice. Likewise, Roisin Wynne will probably move into the centre with Rachel Brady expected to go on the wing. Ellen Irwin named at wing back, but the extra player in the team is Aisling McAuliffe, number 17. Strong possibility she'll slot back into that position. Midfield, Kate Nolan and Laura Fleming. Half forward line, Jenny Higgins number 10, Caroline Conway number 12, and like I said, Aisling McAuliffe steps in at number 17, replacing Lauren Shanaher. So I would expect Aisling McAuliffe to go back into the half back line with Ellen Irwin moving forward. And then plenty of scoring in the inside line with Aisling Hanley and Rochelle Lennon, with Niamh Feeney lining out at number 15, but she's been operating in a sweeper role in all their games so far, so I would expect that to continue here today. Bringing Hannah into this now at this stage, if two sides have played in the championship last year, it was a quite comprehensive win on that occasion. It was 111 to 1-7, but I was there in Ballinasloe. Kildare were the dominant side. Would that play on your mind too much? Do you kind of refer to previous games, or do you just try and blot it out of your mind, whether you're the side that won last year or the side that lost last year?
I think you have to let it go. It is a new campaign, new season, a couple of different positional switches and new figures to come in, and it is hard to forget about past games, and obviously Kildare having coming out on the more positive side of that will definitely draw on those experiences, but hopefully Roscommon will have learned from the mistakes they made in that game, and they might come into this with a renowned sense of confidence in terms of being able to tactically overcome Kildare, but I think they'll have a stiff challenge on their hands there today.
Absolutely. It looks for all the world. I mean, obviously, they're the shooting stars in the LGFA world at the moment, having come from Win Division 2, now reaching their first Division 1 final yesterday afternoon, obviously winning intermediate and winning senior. Kildare would look at something like that and hope to emulate it. Normally it takes 3 or 4 or 5 years at least to do something like that. What's different about Meath that they managed to do it so quickly?
I don't know, I suppose you have to give credit to the players for putting in that work, but obviously Eamon Murray's done a great job with them there and instilled that belief and confidence. But I think it's just, look, obviously it was heartbreak for us last year, but it's great for the game in general, and as you said, it's other counties are looking at Meath and going, well, if they can do it, why can't we? And the likes of Kildare particularly, who want to be back up playing top football, want to be playing senior football, will definitely see their neighbouring county as an influential side to emulate and inspire them, and hopefully they can kick on, win this division and then start moving up towards senior level.
Well, that's it exactly. I mean, look, it's a little bit different too. Like, you're in Division 3, these are two sides that would be hoping to make a decent run at the Intermediate Championship later in the summer. a lot of people would argue to win the intermediate championship, you've got to be playing your football in Division 2. Does that kind of arguably, if you like, make the league even more important for sides like these than it is even for yourselves?
Yeah, look, I suppose in some ways league can be quite difficult to figure out where teams are at, because everybody's experimenting. You still have some players to come back in for championship and stuff like that, but it is a great way to kind of use it as a building block and give players experience and figure out tactics and what's working and whatnot. And obviously it gives you great confidence. You look at Meath last year winning Division 2, they had huge confidence coming into championship at senior level for the first time, and you know, these two teams here will be trying to use the league campaign and get those extra games under their belt as a way to drive on in intermediate championship and hopefully get a win there, because everybody wants to be playing Division 1, everyone wants to be playing senior football, playing against the best players, playing against the best teams and pitting themselves and seeing how good they are. Absolutely.
It certainly, I would say, to win the intermediate championship, you look at what Meath have done. I mean, before that you look at Tipperary. You know, there is a gap between Division 2 and Division 3. Division 3 was extremely competitive this year. I look at the first two rounds in Roscommon's group, Pool 1, if you like. 2 draws and 2 1-point victories. It's great, but at the same time,
it's a step up.
There is a huge step up. There's no two ways about it. As the ball is being thrown in here, we're underway. Referee Gavin Finnegan from down throws in the first ball, and straight away Grace Clifford leads from the front. I see Ciara Wheeler came back to go in for the throw in. We'll have to keep an eye if that's a permanent positional switch, or if she's actually going to just come, or if she just came in for the throw in, because I know Jenny Higgins was in for the Roscommon throw in. But I would fully expect that that's just a move there. As the long ball going forward, looking for Aisling Hanley. Laura Fleming tried to find her. Instead, the ball breaks through to Dervla McGinn. Very, very calm use of the ball. Plays it out here towards Mia Doherty. Now Kildare have a chance to build up the right flank. Good ball from Doherty. Gets it inside to Leisha Lenihan. Kildare, as they do, they move the ball very, very quickly. They love that intermediate range foot passing. Now Ciara Wheeler again, still operating around the midfield. Good long ball forward. A little bit of a tussle, but Orla Sullivan wins it. Orla Sullivan looking to break past Rachel Fitzmaurice. Sullivan feeds that ball back inside. Another chance now. Kildare building up a little bit slowly. Wheeler has the ball now worked into Lauren Murta. Lauren Murta, lovely injection of pace. Shot from Lauren Murta. Goal straight away. Oh, I'll tell you, that's how you make an impact on a game. Break forward, took that hand pass, and there was no question. She knew what she was going for there. Clinical finish.
Yeah, look, absolutely. Superstar there from Kildare. Shot from Lauren. Got the ball from an easy turnout, and that goal came straight from their own goalkeeper, and they worked it up the field really, really well. Players off the shoulder, and just gaps opened up there, and here they go again.
Yeah, kick out a huge problem for Roscommon so far this year. Now Orla Sullivan taking possession again. Sullivan looks to dink that ball inside. High floated pass. Grace Clifford is there, but the referee says no, that's an illegal hand pass. And a little bit of a reprieve from Roscommon, and they're looking to try and find Caroline Conway here on the wing. So you got it. What do you do when you concede a goal like that? Do you kind of batten down the hatches, or do you say, look, we've got to hit back straight away?
Look, there's plenty of time in the game left, so you kind of just brush it off. You know, it's done, it's happened, and you just continue to play your game. Nothing changes. Stick to your tactics, start knocking over the points, and you know your opportunities will come hopefully for a goal chance at some point.
Here's one of the proven finishers on the Roscommon side, Laura Fleming, but she drops that one short. It doesn't matter, however, it's a free out for overcarrying, and strong enough breeze it looks like here today this afternoon as well.
Seems to be favouring Roscommon at the minute, and they're trying to use it as a long ball tactic in, you know, trying to isolate
Aisling
Hanley in there one-on-one. She's been marked fairly tightly there by Fiona Trout.
Yeah, well, Aisling Hanley, of course, didn't start that championship game between these sides last year. They were managing her very carefully. Of course, she's still a minor footballer. In her last year, a minor this year. So very, very busy girl to say the least. But look, even at 18, not even turned 18 yet, she has already become the main threat in this Roscommon attack. As Kildare break again, Lara Curran feeds that ball inside. Leisha Lenihan driving forward with power as she does. Oh, lovely layoff from Orla Sullivan, opens up the opportunity. Chance for Lara Curran now. Long range strike. She pushed it wide of the target, but again we were coming back for a free anyway, and it's a free from about 40 metres out. Kildare is very clear what way they want to try and play this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, they're moving the ball really, really quickly, and you know, they just have runners off the shoulder every single time, and Roscommon are just looking a bit shell-shocked at the minute and can't keep up, and as you say, they're scrambling and causing them to foul then to try and get away with it.
Well, that's it. You do whatever you can to try and slow things down. The shot comes in from Nasa Dooley. Lovely, accurate finish from the Athy player. Swung over the bar very neatly with the right foot, but I mean, is it being too harsh to say that, like, look, she had time, she had room, you can't really be given a corner forward that kind of space?
No, absolutely not. That's a forward's dream, to be given a couple of metres there to be able to take your shot on. And Roscommon are going to have to get a lot tighter if they want to stay in this game and keep the score down.
Exactly, you got to be putting pressure on the kicker there, and straight away Kildare already 4 points to the good. It looks like Roscommon up against it here. Sinead Kenny tries to carry the ball out. Long hand pass towards Kate Nolan. Kate Nolan, of course, her twin brother Eddie will be lining out at midfield for the Roscommon footballers against Offaly. And even though I'm living in Roscommon, I will say best of luck to Offaly in that one. Haven't given up on my native colours. Aisling Hanley now winning the ball in the corner. Back out towards Jenny Higgins. Jenny will run at goal. She's quite happy to do that. Right-footed shot coming in from Jenny Higgins, and an excellent finish, and Roscommon are on the board.
It's a lot better there by Roscommon. Just again moving the ball, getting the Aisling Hanley on the ball, seen as their key player, and she's been well marked, but she managed to get a nice offload there to Jenny Higgins, and it's a nice score.
You'd have the local knowledge playing here. Obviously the wind is a little bit tricky at the best of times. Shooting into these goals, sometimes the wind can have a strange effect when you have a covered stand at either end. Yeah,
look, there is a decent breeze here today. Sometimes I think those goals can appear much closer than they actually are, and can have a bit of an effect on your mindset, and you tend to see a lot of balls dropping short actually, because you realise that you're actually quite out of your range. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams deal with it, but Roscommon seem to be trying to isolate some of their key attacking forwards, and just trying to give them the space and dropping a lot of players back to deal with the Kildare attack.
So far so good for Kildare. They've won another free here. It was a low ball into Orla Sullivan. Rachel Fitzmaurice, probably maybe a girl as well known for her camogie as she is for her ladies football. There'll be a little bit more contact in camogie than in ladies football, and a bit too much contact.
Depends on the ref, I think.
Depends on the ref a little bit, but there's a lot more you can get away with when you have a stick in your hand. So one or another, Lara Curran slots that ball over the bar, and it is now 1-2 to a point. Well won there by Niamh Feeney. Again, dropping back into that sweeper role. Rachel Fitzmaurice tries to get that away to Kate Nolan. She's got Laura Fleming outside her. Laura Fleming takes that on. Laura, of course, will be very, very happy. Caroline Conway it is, actually. My apologies. Poor delivery from Caroline, and now there's a break on here for Kildare. Another excellent chance. Ciara Wheeler again. She's not really dropping into what you would call midfield, but she's just coming out as a sort of a support between half forward and midfield and getting on a lot of ball. And now here she is. She's gone inside the back line, tries to get the shot away with Aisling McAuliffe putting the pressure on. And Aisling McAuliffe is deemed to have pushed her in the back as she shot.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think she just sliced it, to be honest. I think that's a little bit harsh, but look, the refs decided that is a foul, and I
think it's one of those golden rules of Gaelic football, and I say this as a mullicking back in my own time, albeit at junior B level. Is it not that you're allowed foul a forward as they're shooting? I thought that was sort of the accepted tradition. It's not. It's a bit like a free not travelling 15 metres or 13 metres. It's sort of like, we don't really enforce that.
I don't know if I agree as a forward myself. Look, look, you just, as a defender, you're trying to put that pressure on, trying to force the player wide, and sometimes you get away with it. In this case, unfortunately, they didn't.
Not in this instance. Aoife Rattigan now driving the ball forward for Kildare. Feeds it back outside towards Orla Sullivan. They decide to slow up this attack. Plenty of Roscommon bodies back, but it's just about getting that requisite amount of pressure on. Ciara Wheeler again breaks the tackle, and again we're going to come back for the free here.
Yeah, Roscommon are at 6s and 7s there. They've, as you said, plenty of bodies back, but they're actually not picking up anybody. And for a split second there, in and around the 13-metre line, there was 3 Kildare players and 1 Roscommon player. And if Kildare had seen that and moved the ball quickly, another goal chance could have been on. But they'll take the free for now. But these frees are going to keep racking up, and if Kildare can punish them by putting them over the bar, Roscommon will have a tough day at the office.
Well, that's it. And look, they've given Lara Curran, I think she's already demonstrated this is a perfectly good spot for her. Nice right-footed kick, lovely swirling shape that'll suit the breeze here. So she's slotted 2 already. She'll be very, very confident of putting a third between the posts here.
Just miskicks that one there, doesn't catch it cleanly. You can hear the strike off her boot, but I think that was commentator's curse.
My Roscommon neighbours will be delighted. They'll say, keep doing that, keep putting the hex on them. Helena Cummins looks to go long with the kick out. This one is breaking long. It bounces, but well read there on the Kildare side. It was Hazel McLaughlin who came in to pick it up, got ahead of Caroline Conway. Lovely ball down from Lara Curran, looking to try and bring Roisin forward into the play, but that's a good turnover from Sinead Kenny. Of course, former Roscommon captain, she was captain in 2021. She'd be somebody they'd look for a bit of leadership. Sinead Kenny feeds that ball forward into Jenny Higgins. Jenny Higgins, the pressure is coming on the Kildare side from Larry Gilbert. Long ball from Higgins, looking to get it into Aisling Hanley. Hanley has got in behind Fiona Trout here. Hanley, can she get the hand pass away? Oh, tries to find Rocha Lennon but can't. But there's a little bit of there's great urgency in that Kildare defence. You look at Grace Clifford getting back, covering. She's somebody who normally, last year she would have played in the half forward line. She's well able to take a score. She understood her defensive responsibility there.
Absolutely, there, just playing that kind of covering role, that extra player just in case anything happens. And it was great interception. It looked like Roscommon were in there for a shot at goal, and you know that's what you have to do as a midfielder, just trekking up and down, helping out your defenders, helping out the attack, and she did it brilliantly there.
Crucial turnover. Roscommon have the ball again. The turnover was won at the other end by Niamh Feeney, but they're under pressure. There's much more, you'd have to say, much more targeted pressure coming on from the Kildare tacklers. They're doing a much better job of forcing Roscommon into bad decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. They're really trying to defend from their forwards out and forcing Roscommon to either kick it long or making it really, really difficult to get it out. And it's just delaying them and allowing Kildare to get back and set up and get the defensive pressure on.
Absolutely. So Kate Nolan feeding that ball out. Roscommon have worked it out here. Ellen Irwin now takes possession. Looks a little bit confused as to what her best option is. Eventually it's worked here to Jenny Higgins. Higgins will try and dink that ball into Rocha Lennon, but Leisha Lenihan eats it up. Really good turnover again. She's been a dominant presence so far, and she's continuing her run if she can be found. And sure enough, the long ball comes in from Hazel McLaughlin. Leisha Lenihan has it now again. She's still going. Kildare working the ball inside. It's Lauren Merton now this time. Doesn't catch that shot particularly well, but I suppose, look, if you're going to take 2 shots on goal and your return is one green flag, you'll take that any day.
Yeah, I don't think the Roscommon forwards will be thanking the Roscommon backs for those kind of balls in. They're too 50-50 and giving the Kildare defenders a chance, and you know you need to be putting them out into space so your players can run on to them. There's plenty of space there in the Roscommon half.
Oh, absolutely. So well worked, good run out of defence by Niamh Feeney there. There's an overlap now. Caroline Conway carries it forward, just fumbles it. She's looking for Laura Fleming. Laura, of course, proven goal scorer on this Roscommon side. Fleming turns onto her right foot and puts it over the bar. Good finish, but at the same time,
there was more there.
There was more there, I'll tell you. There was more to be plundered. And particularly when you're already falling 5 points down. I know, look, a couple of scores on the board to get back into the game are great, but you get the sense Roscommon are going to need goals to get back into this match. Kick out coming now from Dervla McGinn. She looks long, and again there's acres of space there, just misjudged by Grace Clifford, but realistically the Kildare captain should have won that one.
Absolutely. Wasn't the best of kickouts, considering she had a free player there, but that needs to be won by Kildare all day long. And as I said, just giving Roscommon an opportunity.
So goal out of nowhere. Aisling Hanley, I think it's fair to say she was shooting for a point there. They won that ball at midfield. Kate Nolan fed it into her. Wasn't the best of passes either, forced her to jump up and get it, but she threw a left boot on it, and she is accurate. Didn't catch it as cleanly as she would have liked.
I'm sure she'll tell you that she meant to do that, but she was definitely going for a point in that one. But she'll take the goal any day.
I know Aisling fairly well. I've done a couple of interviews with her already, and she could tell me all she likes. I won't be believing a word of it. Ball out here towards Hazel McLaughlin. Fed forward now towards Aoife Rattigan. Kildare trying to get back on the front foot here, and suddenly they've overcarried. Roscommon have momentum all of a sudden out of nowhere. They're right back in this game. Caroline Conway back inside towards Kate Nolan. Kate Nolan looks up at her options. Again, she's looking for Hanley, and Hanley's gone in behind Fiona Trout. Another goal chance here. Low finish from Hanley. Oh, brilliant save. Made all the difference. Parried over the bar. Should have finished the goal.
She should have scored, absolutely, and she'd be disappointed with herself there. She kind of made it easy for the keeper in that end. I actually think she shot too soon. She should have made the angle a little bit better for herself, but look, she's a young inexperienced player. I'm sure she'll get some more chances, but she's judging the flights of those balls beautifully. There's a couple of times now Fiona Trout has misjudged that ball and let her in one-on-one. Yeah,
well, Fiona Trout definitely it's not her first year playing. She played last year against Sligo. That was her debut, but that was the only game she played last year, so really this is her first full season, and it's something of a baptism of fire out there now.
Look, it's a tough ask to come in and man mark even, like, the key attacking threat on the other team. So, you know, she's a tough day at the office ahead of her.
Leisha Lenihan has been dominant at fullback. Would you consider a swap?
Yeah, I suppose you can try it, but again, does that, you know, what does that do to...
Or do you want your physically more powerful player in the fullback position as opposed to the corner?
What does it do to Fiona Trout to be like, oh, you're coming off, you know, you're moving off her after 10 minutes, you know? Do you give her the confidence that, you know, we're going to keep you there and see how you go?
You should know this. It's only corner forwards that get taken off after 15 minutes. It's not corner backs. That's not how that works. I was talking more in terms of switching her over to the other side.
I don't mean taking her, I just mean taking her off that player, you know, and seeing, like, what does that do to her confidence? But, yeah, look, if it keeps happening, they're going to have to do something, surely.
Absolutely. So Claire Sullivan wins that kick out. Kildare playing with an advantage here. Hazel McLaughlin looking for that ball forward. No advantage really accrues, but Lauren Murta does really, really well. Wins that ball in heavy traffic, takes the hit and wins the free for Kildare just underneath the stand over there on the opposite side of Parnell Park, and it's the right side to be because there's no shade there. So you get the sun rays down on top of you. Breaking down the wing, Ciara Wheeler now takes possession. I wouldn't say there was an awful lot of steps there. I think it was more kind of that's a real what I would call a hurling decision. You know, you didn't take that many steps, but you were messing.
Yeah, I think that was kind of poor decision making there by Kildare. Roscommon have dropped really deeply, and they're leaving a couple of players back just around the 45 metre mark, and Kildare are trying to force things down that end instead of using their free players kind of driving on through the middle.
Yeah, Roscommon again looking to hit from deep here. Kate Nolan taking possession, feeding the ball back inside towards Rachel Brady. Jenny Higgins now. We know Jenny Higgins will be happy to take on a player and try and run at the defence. Has been doing it all her career and will continue. Comes back onto her right foot. It looks like she likes that one. Why wouldn't she like it? That's her second point of the game. And Roscommon are in front.
That's a super score. Maybe a hint of steps there, but she got away with it and managed to just conjure up an inch of space to get her shot off. Quite an unconventional kick it looked like, but they all count.
Absolutely. Well, I think it was again, I go back to the hurling rules again here. You can take all the steps you like when you're being tackled. That's how it goes there.
Oh, well, I definitely would agree with that one.
There you go. So that's quite the turnaround. If you had told me about 10 minutes into this game Roscommon were going to be leading by a point at the water break, I'd have said, okay, is there going to be an earthquake knocking out half the ground or something like that? What's going to happen? But how do you attribute it? Is it a turnaround or is it just one goal chance? Would you go as far as say Roscommon are suddenly the better team now?
No, look, you can't look at it that way. I think Kildare had a great start and they've kind of fallen off a little bit. You know, is the wind playing a factor here in some of Roscommon's scores and the tactics they're playing? Yes, Kildare will have that wind in the second half. What can they do with it? But you know, Roscommon have had the ball a couple of times. You know, they've taken their chances. They've gotten that, albeit a little bit of a lucky goal, but you know, they need to drive on the second half, put a few more points on the board, you know, because they'll be up against it with the wind in the second half.
So that was a fairly quick water break. It was a water break in the spirit in which it's intended. Of course, Roscommon generally are quick to come out after water breaks. I was commentating this time last year when the game against Down in Kiltoom when the referee decided.
The craziest decision I've ever seen.
A little bit like that. You know, it was a surprising one. But sure, look, hey, anything that helps helps these clips go viral. Isn't that what it's all about? It's all about recognition and create catching the headlines and so on. And look, Roscommon won't mind too much as they ended up winning the game anyway. I see a Kildare substitute there. Number 29, Shauna Kendrick, has come into the team. So it'll be interesting to see Shauna Kendrick, you know, would be back. Aisling Hanley in again. Oh, again, same thing, shot at a perfect height for the keeper.
Yeah, she's got to make the goalkeeper work there. To be honest, she places that a metre either side of that keeper, and that's in the back of the net. But you know, that's a let off for Kildare again, and they need to do something.
Absolutely. Well, I suspect that's what they have done, because I see that Shauna Kendrick has gone straight on to Aisling Hanley. Now, Fiona Trout is still out there, so I'm not entirely sure. We'll try and identify who's... No, Mia Doherty is still there as well. She's here, standing here at midfield as the shot comes in from the left-hand side, and it's a poor effort. That's the first one where you'd say really just poorly chosen shot, left foot from the left-hand side into the wind. Yeah, that's a low percentage shot, really.
Absolutely. Like the other opportunities that have gone wide, just, you know, bad connection or just didn't have the legs or whatever, but that one was very, very poor shot. And Kildare have been caught napping here.
They have indeed. Lara Gilbert gambled on that ball. Kate Nolan able to get in behind, feeds it towards Jenny Higgins, just left it a yard too far behind her, forced the new Clonagale player to come back. Jenny stepping inside. Leisha Lenihan feeds that ball outside to her new clubmate Rocha Lennon. Lennon now, can she get the shot away? She can get the shot away, but it actually dropped short. Aisling Hanley fighting for it here now. First chance for Shauna Kendrick to get into the game. Aisling Hanley has won it, feeds the ball back outside looking for Kate Nolan, but it doesn't happen. Instead picked up here on the Kildare side by Lara Curran, and Kildare get a chance to break out, try and settle back into this game. Ball being fed forward. Grace Clifford bringing Lauren Murta back into the game. Ciara Wheeler now. Ciara Wheeler injecting pace. Murta drives on again. Chance for Rachel Fitzmaurice to get the hit. Doesn't do it. Ball breaking in here inside. Chance for Orla Sullivan. Oh, over the bar again. Goal chance on. A little bit of hesitation in the Roscommon backs. That ball was there to be picked up if they were more alive to it.
Yeah, absolutely. It seemed like Roscommon were very much like, oh, this is my marker. You know, I'm looking after her, instead of going to the threat, which was the ball coming down the middle. And again, Kildare didn't even take the shot at goal, opted for the point when a goal was definitely on, or an opportunity at least. You know, and the team who takes these goal chances is going to be the one that's going to come out on top.
Well, that's it. We've had missed goal chances on both sides now, as again ball dinked in towards Aisling Hanley here. Oh, that's a great... It was close. I wouldn't have said there was an awful lot in that either.
Yeah, no, look, and I'm always going to side with the forwards, but that one there I feel is very, very harsh. Thought she won that quite cleanly. As I said, Aisling Hanley getting a lot of close attention now by numerous players. She got away with that one.
Gavin Finnegan not doing a lot for your argument here that there's just as much contact in ladies football as camogie, but so we'll just wait here. Injury stoppage to Laura Fleming as well. Laura, of course, was goal scorer when these sides met last year in Ballinasloe. Key player for Roscommon, captain this year. Didn't get to rejoin the panel quite as quick as some of the others, was involved with that league in their run to the All-Ireland Junior Camogie Championship. So Hanley will stand over this free here with her left foot. And after missing these goal chances, she could do with this one for her confidence now, I'd imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think, you know, she's a young player. And they seem to just have an abundance of confidence, you know, and I don't think she'll dwell on those goal chances too much. And she knows that she'll get a few more in the game, and she knocked that one over with ease.
So Grace Clifford again, very, very active around the midfield for Kildare. She's been a key player for them. Fiona Trout now feeds that ball forward. And again, Clifford fires it into the corner, asks an awful lot of Nasa Dooley there. Nasa, it's strange, like she got off the mark with a wonderful point right at this early in the game and just hasn't really got on the ball since to try and influence the match too much.
Yeah, and I think that's happening a lot with the Kildare forwards. They're streaming down the middle, and it's actually a lot of their half-back line that are doing a lot of the damage. And yeah, the half-forward and the full-forward line are just kind of creating space at this point.
Lauren Murta driving forward, harsh enough over carrying their call there too. She probably needed to get the hand pass away, though. Ciara Wheeler was gone inside if she'd got the pass away.
Just held on to it a little bit too much.
Long ball forward, well won by Jenny Higgins here now. Jenny tries to break past the tackler. She's got past Lara Gilbert. It's opening up for her. There's open country there if she chooses to keep going. Higgins with the shot off the crossbar. It's there again for a second time. Gets a toe poke on it. I'm not sure what the free out is for. It doesn't really change the game. Dervla McGinn had the ball anyway. But these goal chances coming thick and fast. You can't keep missing them.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. She took the shot from a way out when Aisling Hanley had peeled off to the back post. Might have been an easier option, but she smashed the crossbar there, and Kildare got away with it once again.
I was about to say, that's like she was shoot. Maybe I got the impression, did she shoot a little bit earlier than she had to as well?
I think the Kildare cornerback came across and kind of made life a little difficult for her, but
as we have a chance the other end, and like I said, Nasa Dooley, it feels like her second scoring chance, and straight between the posts to tie the game up at 1-5 each.
This is end-to-end stuff, I tell you.
It absolutely is. There's no shortage of action here, that's for sure. Thought initially Dooley had taken a hard hit there, but no, she bounces back up. Short kick out there now, looking for Niamh Feeney. Feeney dinks that ball down the line, and suddenly it's Roscommon players that are picking up the ball in kind of open country, you know, without the pressure coming on them. Ball here to Sinead Kenny now. Inside, chance for Ellen Irwin maybe try and run at the defence. Hasn't been hugely involved so far. Irwin again looking for Hanley. Hanley looking to cut inside, gets onto her left foot, decides to take another bounce. Shot coming in from Hanley. Has she pushed it wide of the target? She has.
She had a look at that a few times, trying to weigh up her options there, but she was always going to shoot. But it seems like Kildare are playing a sweeper back in there just to kind of try and nullify that threat of Hanley inside, and it means that Roscommon have an easy out on the kickouts and are able to move the ball quickly.
Yeah, I think well what was happening was initially Niamh Feeney was playing had come back, and Kildare were kind of following her out, but they're deciding not to now. So again, long ball here from Lara Curran. Oh, that's a lovely pass, perfectly into the path of Roisin Ford. Long ball not gathered at the first attempt by Orla Sullivan. Orla Sullivan now trying to break past the tackle of Rachel Fitzmaurice. Instead decides no opportunity there, feeds the ball out towards Aoife Rattigan. Ciara Wheeler again involved, gets that ball inside towards Lauren Murtha now. Shot coming in here from Rattigan. It's a good looking strike, it's a right footed kick, and there was a little bit more composure about Kildare there in that they kind of didn't decide, okay, we have to be going at full speed the whole time. Yeah,
they played with a lot more patience in that, and making sure that they moved the ball around to try pull Roscommon out of that kind of around the D there, and it just opened up an opportunity for a shot.
You'd ask yourself, maybe is the wind not as much of a factor as you thought, because like there was a bit of distance on that strike now.
Yeah, there was. I don't know. It seems like there's a strong enough wind, but
maybe we're just up high and cold.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be affecting Kildare too much.
Grace Clifford now taking the ball on again at midfield, feeds that ball back inside. Typical run forward from Leisha Lenihan, looking for Lara Curran now. Again, Kildare trying to put a little bit more pace on this. Roisin Ford taking it on. Aisling McAuliffe squared up in front of her. There's not an awful lot of give in Aisling McAuliffe. She's one of those likes getting and taking hits wherever possible.
Absolutely, and she got the hand in just at the perfect time there to force the ball to hit the deck, and it just gave them an opportunity to try and get the ball back, and we have a hot ball here, I think.
Yeah. No particularly dominant physical players on either side. There's no... Roscommon, of course, missing the most obvious one in Lisa O'Rourke, and we'll say best of luck to her. She's out in the European under 22 boxing championships this afternoon. She was a player, I have to say, at the start of the year I would have expected her to be a bit player coming in, you know, having spent most of her time involved with the Irish International Boxing panel, but she was player of the match against Sligo last time. So you've obviously lots of experience keeping a couple of codes going. We'll touch on that in a minute as Kildare win a free here. But it's an incredible thing to be doing on the Irish International Boxing panel and keeping up an inter-county career. I mean, you know, you obviously have experience of a wide variety of sports. How feasible is that in the long term?
Yeah, look, it can be difficult. I suppose it depends on the management from both sides and how happy they are with your involvement in both. And, you know, at some point, unfortunately, it ends up coming to a stage where they do clash, like in today's game. You know, and you have to pick one over the other. But I'm always trying to encourage people to play more than one sport where possible and try a multitude of different things. I just think it helps in GA your game all round and gives you so many opportunities to meet so many other people and have a feel for what it's like, you know.
Absolutely.
It's done me the world of good.
I suppose like there would be a fair amount of crossover in terms of ball handling and the athleticism and so on. I'm not sure that the crossover with boxing and ladies football is quite the same.
I don't know, like your footwork, your hand-eye coordination, you know, all that sort of stuff, the strength, the fitness, you know, there's a lot to it.
Well, it has to be said, definitely Lisa has been incredibly powerful in terms of a box-to-box player, and one thing you're seeing as well, she's a physical presence under the kick-out, which Roscommon don't really have. Now, it's working out for them today because Helena Cummins is getting distance on them, and Kildare are committing a bit too far forward and getting caught on the hop. Whether that'll work in the second half is another matter. Well won here by Nasa Dooley. Comes out to get on top of this ball, looks around, surveys her options, decides Lauren Murtha would have played alongside her all throughout their minor career, and they're still linking up now as senior players for Kildare. Nasa Dooley again taking possession. Decides no, the shot is not on out there. Goes back inside to Orla Sullivan. High floating hand pass, looking for Lara Curran in behind. Was there a little bit of a pull there? There was. Yeah,
ref's got that one right, to be honest. It looked like she was away and in on goal, and there was just a slight tug back on the shoulder, and you know, it had to be done. I think you'll take the point as a defender. Like as a forward, you're obviously aggrieved, but as a defender, you'll take that point any day.
There's your headline for tomorrow. Hannah Tyrrell encourages cynical fouling in the back line.
Not saying that at all. I'm just saying that, you know, if there's a goal on and they only end up with a point, it's a win for the defence.
I don't know how that's not saying the same thing. It sounds absolutely identical to me. But anyway, Helena Cummins now with the kick out. Again looking for the right hand side, which she's gone for a lot, but she's overshot this one. It's gone too far ahead of Ellen Irwin. And Kildare have the momentum back now. They're after shooting 4 points in a row, and they're very, very much on the front foot. Ball inside here. Grace Clifford coming at pace. Breaks past Niamh Feeney. Clifford still on the ball. She's forced to go backwards to Roisin Ford. Kildare are going to be shooting from wide out here on the left-hand side, and that's a poor effort. A third Kildare wide so far.
Yeah, not a great shot there, to be honest. It did look like, again, connection wasn't great in the wind there, but they'd actually done really, really well. Good patience and good build-up, and didn't get the desired outcome.
Cummins now again chooses to go long. Again it overshot. That's wonderful hands from Jenny Higgins at midfield. Got in the right position. Perfect height. Feeds it inside towards Laura Fleming. Laura Fleming, the pressure is coming on from Mia Doherty here. Well worked inside. Higgins comes again. Looking for Rocha Lennon over the top. Lennon, can she get the shot away? Decides to hold it up and instead just dinks the ball back towards Higgins. Is it going to curl too much? No, she's got put it between the posts. That's her third score of the game. And Roscommon have broken that run, which just even for that itself, just to break the run of scores is crucial.
Yeah, it's an excellent work from Higgins. Won the kick out, gave it in, got it back again. You know, she was right at the heart of that and was able to finish it with a super score on the edge of the G.
Player obviously who's been knocking around the Roscommon scene for a long time. I'm going to say something in the vicinity of 120 appearances or something like that. So
it's incredible service.
It really, really is. Grace Clifford again bursting forward here now, by far the most long-serving member of the Kildare panel that's out there on the field at the moment. Gets that ball in towards Orla Sullivan. Advantage being played, and eventually it decides no advantage accruing, but we have another foul at the second attempt.
It's a very competitive game. It's actually been very enjoyable to watch.
Oh, look, there's no question. End-to-end attack and two teams really going at it. I suppose, look, as I said, there's been a lot of games over the last few weeks played in very, very tough conditions. You'd be delighted to see the sun coming out and a chance to play on a little bit of drier ground.
Yeah, look, weather has been absolutely horrendous and it's played havoc on fixtures the last couple of weeks. But yeah, it's been a great few days of weather and pitch is in great condition there, and a chance for the players to wear their mouldies, I'd say, today. And yeah, great day for a game.
It's very, very rare now. It always had to be the height of July for me to go into mouldies, but I think that was more that I had the turning circle of a bus, so I needed all the grip I could get. Long ball forward towards Caroline Conway here, picks out space. Again, Jenny Higgins in loads of room. There's an easy hand pass inside towards Ellen Irwin. She gives it. Conway is gone again. Well found. Now the Ballyboden Wanderers player looking for Laura Fleming inside. Rocha Lennon is gone if they can find her. Higgins again with the ball. Lennon has pulled back inside. Chance now here. Ooh.
Don't know about that one. I don't know. That's a couple of times. At least what I do like is that the ref is very consistent on this. He's been very consistent on calling steps so far, and that's a couple of times he's called for not striking with the hand pass. So at least there is consistency there, but I thought that was harsh.
I have to say I'd be entirely in agreement with all of that. Similar to the Kildare one at the other end, where it looked like a reasonably okay hand pass or a good attempt at making a genuine connection. I didn't see an awful lot wrong with it, but one or another, it doesn't matter. We're playing away again as Aisling McAuliffe tries to dispossess Ciara Wheeler. Wheeler and Clifford have been really, really influential at midfield there as Marta fires that ball forward. Here's Wheeler on the ball again. Hand pass forward into Orla Sullivan, takes the return. This is a lovely quick move. Good use of the hands. Roisin Ford now with the chance. Breaks past the tackler. Steps again. Now she had put the shot straight at the keeper, so I don't think it was a goal chance lost. It was a genuine attempt to shoot, and not unlike Aisling Hanley, she'd gone at the right height, but if we had seen a little bit of twine dancing there, she'd be entitled to feel hard done by now.
Yeah, look, as I said, he's been consistent, so the players know that by now, and they start to, they need to start moving the ball and using it, taking their hop, taking their solo, or moving the ball.
It's an easy thing to do when you're playing at a game like that, to be able to kind of identify what a referee is doing and say, okay, I've got to adjust my game here a little bit.
Yeah,
or does the brain fire quick enough to do that?
I think you start to realise fairly quickly. Usually after the first water break, you kind of get a feel for what the ref is kind of looking out for and what he's been calling or what they've been letting go. And it's clear and obvious that he's been firm with the hand pass strike and the steps, and it's up to the players to start picking that up,
So, spoken like a true bitter corner forward there, giving out about the fact that they're not allowed to take loads of steps with the ball.
I'm in the full forward. I don't go into those corners.
So, chance here for Roscommon now to cut the gap back down to a single point. Laura Fleming will stand over it. Fleming with the strike and straight between the posts. That'll be a big one for Laura because the Roscommon captain, she has been absolutely outstanding from general play so far this year. Hasn't had a particularly good year so far from frees, but manages to put that one between. And there's the half-time whistle. A point in between the sides. Look, Kildare have played against the wind and they're up by a point, so on that level they'll be happy. Is it a fair reflection of the game?
Yeah, I do think it's been very competitive, very tight. There was a bit of a purple patch there for Roscommon where I thought they were going to pull away, and they have had their opportunities, but I suppose both sides have. And yeah, second half will be see what Kildare can do with that bit of wind that is there, and can Roscommon weather that storm? It's all about who can finish the goals, because there's been chances and they haven't taken them.
Well, that's it, exactly. Plenty of chances at both ends. You could argue that Lauren Murta, no dispute, she was going for the roof of the net, she found it, brilliant finish. That wasn't really replicated since then. The one other goal that we did have, you could argue, was possibly a shot for a point. Doesn't matter, it went in the net and the green flag waved. Other than that, Aisling Hanley has had a couple of chances, Roisin Ford had a chance, Jenny Higgins had an opportunity as well, also put it a good height for the keeper. So we've had goal scoring opportunities, we've had goals, we've had 15 points, we've had plenty of action here in this Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 3 semi-final. It is all still to play for. We'll be back with you in about 7 or 8 minutes, but at half time here it's Kildare 1 goal and 8 points, Roscommon a goal and 7. Welcome back to Parnell Park here as Roscommon and Kildare prepare to square off for the second half of this Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 3 semi-final. I'm going to bring in Harriet Tyrrell here straight away, partially because she's far more expert than I am in terms of analysing this game, and partially because I need to figure out all these subs, because Roscommon have brought in about 3 of them from what I can tell. But you can take us through and say, Roscommon, after bringing in 3 substitutions, what will they be trying to change? What will they be trying to do differently?
Yeah, I wondered that they just need fresh legs, because kind of the way that they were playing very defensively and then trying to attack from their own half from deep. But I'm guessing they're just trying to negate some of the attacking Kildare play that has been happening, and they needed those fresh legs and go from there. But the wind has picked up a little more again, favouring Kildare, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. So to take you through the ones that I have figured out so far, I see Michaela McHugh gone into the half forward line, and Jenny Higgins there at midfield. Laura Fleming is currently lining out centre forward. So it could actually be Aisling McAuliffe, who was originally drafted in as sub. It could be her that's made way there. I'm going to guess that's what's going on there. There's also been a change at full forward. Rochelle Lennon is gone out, and I see that Fiona Tully looks like she's gone in. So we talked about players playing different sports, so one of the best international handballers, and straight away Fiona Tully has a chance. Laura Fleming back inside to the Kilbride player, hand passed across. Aisling Hanley at the far post. We had a goal at the very, very start of the first half. We've had a goal at the very start of the second half. There was Aisling Hanley, the scorer, Fiona Tully with the hand pass across. There was a little bit of composure to that, which is what was missing for the goal chances in the first half.
That's some impact there, isn't it? First touch, looked like she was going to take the shot on herself. A very unselfish play. Passing it off there to Hanley, and cracking start for Roscommon.
So suddenly Roscommon taking in a 2-point lead here. So yeah, Michaela McHugh's gone in, and the other substitution is on the defensive side. I see Lauren Shanaher, who was named to start this game. She's gone into the half back line, so I suspect she's replaced McAuliffe. So we'll have to ascertain, and again another over-carrying call, so referee definitely picking up where he left off there.
Yeah, and Kildare have been called for that a few times. They're not realising that that's what he's kind of making his mark on, I suppose, for today, and they'll need to change that quickly.
So just to confirm once again, the substitutes on all different sides. So in the first half for Kildare, we had Shauna Kendrick coming in replacing Hazel McLaughlin. Another over-carrying call there, and Kildare back on the front foot. And on the Roscommon side, it's Michaela McHugh, Fiona Tully and Lauren Shanaher coming into the team, with Ellen Irwin, Aisling McAuliffe and Rochelle Lennon making way. So this free has been brought forward, and it's a good chance for Kildare to cut the gap back down to a single point. Again, Breeze strong and behind them there as the free comes in from Orla Sullivan. She has kicked 3 points already. She has kicked 4 points now, her third from a free. So again, like that kind of, at least it knocks out the momentum that Roscommon would have got from the goal from their point of view.
Just a nice settler for Kildare, just to kind of get back on the board and get back in the game.
So Kate Nolan taking possession here now, trying to get by Aoife Rattigan. She's pulled back, and the St. Bridget's player wins the free, and it's Caroline Conway who's standing over it. Conway now, not an awful lot of options here. The run came from Niamh Feeney, but she didn't see it in time, and again Leisha Lenihan is able to get out in front and win that ball. Ball fed here into Ciara Wheeler, ball across towards Grace Clifford. Lauren Murton now dinking that ball down. We've had another Kildare substitution actually. Number 20, Gillian Wheeler, has gone into the side. Gillian Wheeler trying to take on the tackle here. Rachel Brady is there, and again free against Gillian Wheeler, so I'm going to have to identify. I suspect it's Claire Sullivan who's made way. I've seen the entire full forward line, and I would be surprised if Lara Curran, and there's Lara Curran as well. So on the Kildare side, Gillian Wheeler comes in to replace Claire Sullivan. So I think we finally caught up with personnel issues. We can discard with the HR aspect and go back to concentrating on the football. 2-7 to 1-9 as Roscommon go backwards through Michaela McHugh. Roisin Wynne fires that ball inside, and another strong run forward by Niamh Feeney. Niamh Feeney looks to step inside the tackle. What's she going to do here? Tries to give the hand pass across. It wasn't on, and it's a chance for Kildare to break now. Ball being won again at midfield. Ciara Wheeler takes it on again. Ciara Wheeler looks to go long. That was an option they didn't really have in the first half. Oh, really well done. My apologies to Aisling McAuliffe. She is still there on the field. And so if she's still there, it's actually Megan Kelly who's made way on the Roscommon side. I thought it was Aisling McAuliffe, but McAuliffe instead has dropped back into the full back line. And it is Megan Kelly who's not there. So again, Roscommon with the free. They've won that turnover ball. First touch here now for Lauren Shanaher. Shanaher feeds that ball across. Roisin Wynne now carrying it forward. Was one of the best newcomers on the Roscommon team last year. Again, just quietly goes about her defensive job. Suddenly having more of an attacking impression here now. Carries it forward, gets it into Jenny Higgins. There's a run there from Rachel Brady. If Higgins can get the ball away, she can't. The pressure comes on from the tackle. So we have to try and engineer something here. Will she just dink it forward for Aisling Hanley to run into space? Hanley is making a run left. The ball breaks. Oh, that's very, very well won in there by Fiona Tully. Ball breaks out towards Hanley. Swivels, shoots off the left foot. Didn't really settle herself. Again, she probably had more time there than she thought.
Yeah, as I said, she doesn't lack any confidence. She's not afraid to shoot there. She definitely had a lot more time. A bit of a snapshot in the end and goes harmlessly wide. But Roscommon seem to be the more dangerous team at the moment. Kildare need to kind of get a foothold in this game and play the game they want to play.
I think Kildare's game is all about getting the ball moving quickly, keeping the ball with those low targeted foot passes, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Roisin forward into Orla Sullivan. Chance now for Nasa Dooley. 2 shots in the first half, 2 points. 1 shot in the second half and 1 point. Lovely strike from out on the right hand side.
That was a cracking score. I'm guessing the wind aided her a little bit because it looked like it had a lot left in the tank.
Oh, I'd say now, definitely, if they wanted to start shooting from distance, they absolutely could in this half. Kildare have won the kick out again. Ciara Wheeler has been hugely influential in towards Orla Sullivan. Orla Sullivan steps inside Lauren Shanaher, looks for that ball across, but doesn't direct it well. And Aisling McAuliffe is able to cut it out. Kate Nolan now puts a little bit of width on it, or tries to, but that's a poor ball. Mia Doherty's able to scoop in and win it. Doherty now carrying the ball in. I was about to say, based on what has happened so far, that was going to be, once she took the ball back in, that was it. It was going to happen.
Yeah, she got caught in 2 minds there, I think, of whether she wanted to pass or keep going, and unfortunately she did neither, and called for steps.
I often think that little visual signal of when you pull the ball back into yourself as well, it's sort of advertising to the referee. It's a bit like sort of the driving equivalent of putting hazard lights on. It's telling everybody, I'm about to do something illegal here. Laura Fleming tries to break past the tackle. Fleming, good ball, looking for Fiona Tully, who has been very influential already. Only 60 seconds on the field and she's already done plenty to contribute to her side's cause. Back inside towards Caroline Conway. Step, chance to get inside. Aisling Hanley is inside again. Another chance for the left footer. Can she finish? This time she can finish.
That's her hat-trick.
That's her hat-trick. 3 goals and 2. It feels ridiculous to be talking about a corner forward that scored 3-2 to be saying she's missed an awful lot of chances. But that was what she didn't do in the first half. Take out a few daisies on the way in.
Absolutely, and that's what it is. Look, she put it in an area where it was extremely difficult for the keeper to get to, low and hard, didn't give the keeper a chance, and it was a great finish.
So suddenly, Roscommon take a 3-point lead here. Now they have something to defend. Ciara Wheeler wins this ball in midfield, feeds it inside towards Aoife Rattigan. Aoife Rattigan running in straight lines, will shoot off her right foot. Oh, there's a lovely shape to that kick.
It's really beautiful, beautiful score. Really, really well taken, and again a nice response after Roscommon's goal get down the other end.
That was a case of everyone backed off her, and I don't know whether she took it personally and said, okay, you reckon I'm no threat, okay, I'll put it between the posts. So good kick out there, finds Caroline Conway. Already this game has picked up right where it left off. There's a lovely bit of pace to it. Rachel Brady takes it on now. Chance here, gets it inside towards Niamh Feeney. Feeney, her club colleague, on towards Laura Fleming. Lovely exchange of passes here. Kildare getting the tackles in, but they can't dispossess. This time, good hand there from Grace Clifford. Forces Fiona Tully to spill, but Tully is able to recover. Inside now again. Chance for Feeney here. Oh, lovely ball into Laura Fleming. Laura Fleming steps inside the tackler. Again, there could have been a goal on, but she probably felt, okay, look, we have a little bit of an upper hand here. Let's keep the scores coming where we can.
Yeah, absolutely. I think no point trying to force goals. Take the points when they're on, keep the scoreboard ticking over, and it's working out very well for Roscommon. They're getting their opportunities.
So 3-8 to Roscommon, 1-11 to Kildare, 3-point lead. Dervla McGinn goes for the long kick out. She's looking for Lara Curran. Curran actually hasn't been hugely involved in this game for who you'd say is Kildare's best attacking threat. I know a lot of her scores come from frees, but as the long ball again here, looking for Orla Sullivan, overshoots her a little bit, breaks off Aisling McAuliffe. Did it touch her? The umpire says no, and he was right on the scene. So that's a wide for Kildare. I think that's just Kildare's 4th wide. The missed opportunities in this game have been much more about goal chances straight at the keeper rather than wides. The other thing about it too, when you have the wind, is you see, if your game is not about the long ball, it's very hard to suddenly introduce that into your game if it's not something you usually do.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that was a missed opportunity in there for Kildare. As I said, they need to just get a couple of scores on the board,
Bit of pressure.
settle things down and go from there.
Bit of pressure coming on from the Kildare backs, Kildare forwards here on the Roscommon backs. Lauren Shanahan was put under pressure, but her captain, or last year's captain, Sinead Kenny, bails her out. Well done by Sinead Kenny. Good hands from Jenny Higgins. Gets that ball on here. Laura Fleming finds Aisling McAuliffe. McAuliffe for the hand pass. That's a little bit of a 50-50, but Fiona Tully does well. Back inside towards Laura Fleming. That was more dubious hand pass. Neither ones were given, but Jenny Higgins is in here. Oh, spills between the hands of Dervla McGinn. Spills between the hands, and suddenly Roscommon out of nowhere have a 2-goal lead. Oh, that's heartbreaking stuff for the keeper. I know the Kildare goalkeeper's job has alternated between Dervla McGinn and Rowan O'Hara. She'd be disappointed with that one. There's no point saying otherwise.
Yeah, look, it's a difficult one to take. She knows it herself. That's going to give a lot of confidence there to Roscommon to kind of keep going, keep taking their scores. But Kildare have an awful lot of work to do. But yeah, look, that's an unfortunate goal to let in.
Game changer of a goal, you'd have to say. Aoife Rattigan, a couple of minutes ago, she was putting the ball between the posts after that excellent run through the Roscommon centre of the Roscommon defence. She was down hurt there. So Dervla McGinn now stands over this kick out, looks for the low ball. That's a good delivery. Finds Roisin Ford. Well done out here on the left wing. Kildare trying to move through the lines with that quick attack and play that we're so used to seeing from them. Aoife Rattigan again now. Grace Clifford looking for that ball there. It invited the interception from Caroline Conway, but she wasn't quite able to get it. Clifford feeds it off towards Orla Sullivan. Pulls the ball back inside. Little bit of a dummy. Left-footed shot. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's a fantastic finish from the Carberry player.
Fantastic. Off her left. Couple of solos in there just to create it, because there's a lot of Roscommon bodies back in there, but she managed to find that little bit of space she needed, and beautiful score right over the black spot.
So it really is end-to-end stuff here. If ever there was a game where a 5-point lead felt like very, very little, it's this one. Long ball again. Caroline Conway is in behind. Kildare just seem to stand 2 or 3 yards forward for those kickouts a load of times.
And I don't know, Kildare haven't seemed to realise that every single one of those kickouts have gone long to the keeper's right every single time, and I would absolutely be flooding that area if I was Kildare to try and win that ball back.
How much of that do you improvise as a player, or do you need to wait for the instruction to come from management? Or
you have to be able to see that. Yeah, look, and management can give those instructions. They see the angles better, but as players you need to realise that that's going there every time.
Ball broken down here towards Jenny Higgins. Didn't quite get the hand pass away. Ooh, illegal hand pass again. I'd say that one was again
dubious.
It was close now. It was a close call. She took the hit and was down on the ground. If you were to mitigate, you could say that, well, look, she probably should have given the hand pass earlier anyway. The opportunity was there to find Laura Fleming. Back here towards Dervla McGinn now. McGinn, hand pass, Aoife Rattigan in acres of space here at midfield. Ball forward towards Mia Trout, and Kildare now going to come down the right wing. Lauren Murta has made a run. Oh, Niamh Feeney gambled on it. If the hand pass had gone to where it needed to go, there was space for Murta. Instead, Feeney's able to get it at the second attempt. Caroline Conway carries. Fiona Tully makes the break out to the left. Conway decides, no, I'm coming back in towards the centre. Finds Jenny Higgins. Ball out here towards Niamh Feeney. I'll tell you, she's been hugely influential in this half. Coming into it as the sweeper, coming forward. Back towards Higgins again. Higgins looks to survey her options here. There's an easy hand pass to Kate Nolan, but no, over carries again. I suppose again it's that same old kind of, if you like, merit logic. You had time to go and play it if you wanted to. So
yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting to see if Roscommon will notice that they're playing in just 1v1 in there in the full forward line with Aisling Hanley in there. I'd be giving it into her all day, sticking it into space and going, off you go, have a go.
Well, to be fair, 3 goals on the board already. She can't really be expected to. She doesn't really need to do a lot more to prove that she's the obvious option. Good ball inside here from Nasa Dooley. Chance now for Gillian Wheeler. Gillian Wheeler deemed to have been fouled. She had the ball put between the posts anyway, but the whistle had gone. I'm not sure if it was Wheeler or Dooley that was deemed to have been fouled, but one or another.
And the amount of Roscommon bodies back there now, they realise that they kind of have that 5-point cushion. They're trying to protect and not give away a goal as much as possible. And Kildare find it hard to break them down. They're taking their points when they're on, but they might need more than that come the end of the game.
I really do. I don't mean to harp on a theme, but I do feel like Kildare are trying to change their game a little bit to play with the wind, which they don't need to do. As the free comes in from Orla Sullivan, that's her 6th point of the game. I've always said, and again now, excuse my junior B philosophy here, but you know, the wind, if you're playing with the wind, it doesn't force you to go long, it gives you the option. And again, yeah, you pointed out here, Caroline Conway in acres of space here again, if the kick out can be put towards her. Also Lauren Shanahan in room this side instead. Helena Cummins goes long and goes on the other side, and Kate Nolan is able to win it. The run coming there from Laura Fleming, being chased down by Grace Clifford. The two captains squaring off against each other. Clifford fouls Laura Fleming, and we're going to have a free 55 metres out. I would say that's a good sector of the field to foul in, because there's not an awful lot of space to kick into, but at the same time you can't score direct.
I think Grace Clifford's in a bit of trouble here now. She could be close to her 3rd tick. There might be a yellow card coming here.
She's walking sideways as if there could be a problem.
Yeah, I think it was her 3rd tick. Yeah,
yellow card.
Signalling.
Oh, there you go.
She's had a couple of those. She's trying to kind of put a bit of physicality in there and prevent Roscommon from driving up through the middle, but unfortunately they add up, and she's got a 10-minute break now. Too many ticks, you get Lyme disease. That's how it goes.
I'm sorry, I apologise for puns. I know it's the lowest form of humour. It's shocking form altogether. But I can't resist. It comes with working in print. You're just not able to hold back from these things. But I'll tell you, of all the players that could be missing from the Kildare side, like, she's absolutely central, both in terms of leadership, but influence at both ends of the field. It's a huge blow for Kildare now. I'll pretend to do my job right and actually note the time she was sent off, because we don't have a clock here in front of us to keep it in track of these things. Kildare looking to break out now. Lara Curran again playing a much deeper role in this half. Ball fed forward here. Lara Gilbert has the ball. Gilbert looking to feed it wide. Dooley, lovely little chip lift, floats that ball inside towards Gillian Wheeler. Gillian Wheeler, she clearly has no left foot, needs to come back onto her right. Dooley, wonderful block down by Aisling McAuliffe, and gets the hand pass away. That's a vital defensive interception. I had an old club manager, used to be a big believer, and I'll tell you, there's Orla Sullivan could be in bother here, because she was check your watch late with that tackle now.
Yeah, a little bit late with that tackle. Linesman's having a word there. He saw it all. Yeah, could be a bit of bother here. Potentially a 2nd yellow.
I think she realised straight away.
Yeah.
I'd say if things were different, and if Clifford hadn't just been yellow carded, she might be in a bit of bother. Yeah,
she's walking away from the ref. She wants nothing to do with them, to be honest.
Core tactics, get to the opposite end of the field, so the referee has a little bit of doubt as to who was responsible. I think, to be fair, it was a genuine effort, though, as I always say. Just because you went for the ball doesn't mean it hurts any less. Ball back inside. Well done here by Rachel Fitzmaurice. Roscommon beginning to use the ball very, very well here and work the ball out of defence. Even if nothing else, it means that they're retaining possession and they're not giving away the kind of turnovers in the middle third that we saw a few times in the first half.
Yeah, they're totally dominant at the minute. Holding on to the ball, drawing in these frees, you know. They know exactly what the ref is allowing and not allowing, and they're playing to their strengths in that regard. Really
well done by Mia Trout there. Got out in front of Fiona Tully and win that ball. That could be a big turnover for Kildare if a score comes from this. Low ball down. Well, a score won't come with a ball like that. And Roscommon easily able to gather it. Sinead Kenny did enough to just break the ball away from the attacker, and Rachel Fitzmaurice in to pick up the pieces. Kenny, though, she's running into trouble here on the sideline. I'll tell you, I'd say that whistle was sweet music to her ears there now.
Yeah, she's running into a little bit of trouble. Kildare very cleverly used the sideline as a defender there, but she got away with one.
Roscommon looking to break out again. Rachel Fitzmaurice. Oh, that's a wonderful pass. Wonderful pass to Caroline Conway. Saw the space. Conway had got in behind Gillian Wheeler. Jenny Higgins now again. Chance for Kate Nolan now, a little bit of space opening up for her. If they can just create the gap inside. Leisha Lenihan is there sweeping. They just need to get far enough forward that can take the sweeper out of the game, and sure enough, Lenihan had to come out and attack that ball. Worked inside, Fleming inside to Niamh Feeney. Oh!
Deserved a score.
It deserved a score. It was really well done, because they saw the sweeper inside, knew they had to carry it in to bring her out, and instead it's been pushed wide of the target. So water break here. What do you do if you're Kildare now?
You've got to just keep attacking, keep possession, keep taking over the scores, keep the ball down in Roscommon's half and try win the kickouts and press them from there.
The kickouts really has been a huge area of problem here today, you know.
Yeah, they have, but Roscommon have dealt with it really well against the wind in the start of that second half there now, but Kildare need to put pressure on. I know they're a player down, but 15 minutes left, you're 5-6 points down. You got to go for it.
Absolutely, they just have to chase the game at this stage. At this point, I'm going to say my goodbyes and thank you to Hannah Tyrrell for her support. I apologise to all you viewers now. You're going to have to make do with my very uninformed analysis for the remainder of the game. But duty calls with a separate commentary game, and she's staying loyal to the Dub cause, and sure, we can't blame her for that, absolutely. So my thank you to Hannah, and best of luck for the rest of the year.
Thanks, guys.
To her. And we'll get ready to look back on, or we'll get ready to resume the action here in Parnell Park for the rest of this game, the final quarter. Roscommon leading by 4 goals and 8 to 1 goal and 13 points. That's a 4-point lead for the Rossi women here. Again, I say, you think back to the early stages of the game, and no one would have expected that whatsoever after Kildare burst out of the blocks. At one stage it was a goal and 3 to a point in favour of Kildare, and they were dominant in so many phases. I'll keep an eye across the field here to see if there's any further personnel switches. So far Kildare have just made 2 changes, Roscommon with 3, all done in bulk at half time, and you'd have to say that so far those Roscommon changes have worked. So long ball forward here by Kildare, well won. Gillian Wheeler again takes possession, ball fed towards Lara Curran. Kildare looking to try and break forward. There has been another substitution here, and we'll just figure out who it is in a second. Lara Curran now takes possession again. Curran carrying the ball forward to about 40 metres out from the Roscommon goal. Long strike coming in. It was a good effort, good contact coming from Orla Sullivan, but wasn't able to guide it between the posts, and Sullivan ends up pushing that wide of the target. A little bit of pressure coming on now. Again, I'm still trying to identify which players are new to the field out here. I haven't seen any yet. Oh, this could be it here. It's Sarah Munnelly has come into the Kildare side. So Sarah Munnelly has come into the Kildare side. So now it's just a case of who was she replaced, and we'll identify that as soon as we can. Kildare working that ball forward. Leisha Lenihan pass over to Lauren Murtagh. Lauren Murtagh, we saw in the first half, she's well able to take a score if she gets the opportunity. She's able to take a second score if she gets an opportunity. Clipped over the bar, and suddenly the lead is down to just 3 points. 4 goals and 8 to Roscommon, goal and 14 to Kildare. So looking at the positioning there for Sarah Munnelly, I would say it looks like it's the wing back position. I'm going to see is Mia Doherty still out there. Mia looks like Mia is still out there. She's out there at the moment, standing up against Michaela McHughes. So as Roscommon break this ball out, Niamh Feeney has carried an awful lot of ball. She's done the modern sweeper role really, really well. Misplaces that hand pass, but Laura Fleming is able to recover and win it at the second attempt. Rachel Brady is there in support if she's able to get the ball away, and Laura Fleming is fouled. They say Leisha Lenihan, free given against Leisha Lenihan. So again, we're still trying to identify on the Kildare side who has been taken off. I'm not entirely sure. I can't actually identify. It could be Roisin Ford actually. Again, we'll keep an eye, but one way or another, it's Roscommon in possession. It does look like it's actually Roisin Ford. I don't see her out there at the moment. Roscommon carrying the ball forward. Fiona Tully now. Ball inside. Rachel Brady looks like she's taken a hit. She was initially going to be passed. Oh, that's a dangerous pass, but Caroline Conway gets in and is able to win it. Tully again takes the ball on here. Tully fires that into her club colleague Aisling Hanley. Hanley is out in front of Shauna Kendrick. Oh, well done by Kendrick. Forces the turnover. That's a big win. Kildare now breaking forward. Ciara Wheeler in possession. Hand pass inside into her sister Gillian. Maybe they had a fight or something this morning, because that was a bit of a hospital pass, but one way or another, Gillian is able to win it, and Gillian feeds that ball forward towards Orla Sullivan, opening up for now a little bit of pressure coming in from Niamh Feeney. Roscommon trying to get bodies back, trying to flood the defensive area, force Kildare to shoot from distance. Aoife Rattigan has kicked a couple of wonderful scores already in this game. Rattigan, there's an advantage being played here, can't get the shot away. She managed to break inside the tackle. and got to within scoring range, and that made all the difference. And this would be one that you would expect. I'm not sure if it's Curran or Orla Sullivan who's going to. Lara Curran is the one who's standing over it. You'd certainly expect her to kick this one. It looks like he's signalling to the sideline. We'd still have a few minutes to go on the sin bin for Grace Clifford. So we just have to identify what exactly. He's actually talking to Laura Fleming, the Roscommon captain here now. And there's a lot of conversation. He's bringing in both Laura Fleming and Lara Gilbert here. The two players, neither seem particularly happy. Laura Fleming in particular seems disappointed with the tone of the conversation that's taken place. We have cards to both of them. So very temporarily we're going to be down to 14 Roscommon players on 13 Kildare players. So another substitution on the Roscommon side. Abby Curran comes into the team, replacing Caroline Conway. Conway obviously had put in a very, very hard shift this afternoon. One of the older players in this Roscommon team. Had a long time away from the game, but has come back into it now. There's a couple of Kildare substitutes also waiting to come into the game. As this free comes in from Lara Curran, it's close. She's actually pushed it wide of the target, and that'll be a disappointing miss from the Milltown player. Really hasn't had one of her better afternoons. She's just had 2 points from frees here, has dropped into deeper role in this half as Aisling McAuliffe gets that ball out towards Lauren Shanaher. Oh, that was well done. The pressure coming on the Kildare side there. But again, the tackle comes in, breaks kindly for Roscommon. They should have extra players here with all the tacklers involved. Oh, the hand pass just too high from Kate Nolan. And it could have been a turnover ball. She was looking for Michaela McHugh, just put it too high for the Kilglass Gales player. And but manages to get a second chance at it. Short free there from Kate Nolan in towards Jenny Higgins. Nolan wins it at the second attempt. Long ball from Nolan, looking for Aisling Hanley. She's waiting for it a little bit, and Shauna Kendrick is able to get in there and win it. That was sort of waiting for the ball to come, and Kendrick said, look, if you're going to wait, the Sarsfield player going to drive out, but the passing fault breaks down again. Roscommon have another chance now, leading by 3 points here. Hand pass across, doesn't contact, not particularly good, but finds its way towards Rachel Brady. Inside now, running strike coming in from Sinead Kenny. Sinead wouldn't be known as a scorer in this team. She did kick a point last time out against Sligo on what was her home field in Enfield, but as we look, the flag is coming up here, and there's another substitution on the Kildare side. And it's Lauren Murta who's making way, and Niamh Sinnott comes into the side. Niamh Sinnott would usually be more of a forward than a back, so that might involve a little bit of a tactical switch around, or it could just be a case of going for broke. Ah, lovely catch there from Leisha Lenihan. Good ball from Dervin McGinn, and completely put it right into the breadbasket of the Kill player. Perfect delivery. Long ball forward. Rachel Fitzmaurice in plenty of room here now. Chance to initiate another attack. Roscommon want to be careful of not just falling into what we have, we hold. Need to continue to put pace on this game and try and stretch Kildare while they have an extra player. Instead, they give away that ball. Orla Sullivan comes in. She's dragged down, and you'd have to... Oh, there's a little bit of an altercation there between Sullivan and, I'm going to say, is it Rachel Fitzmaurice who's down? But one or another anyway. There was a little bit of a reaction. I couldn't quite make out whether she was just trying to clear the room away to try and get the free away, but one or another, she could be in a little bit of bother here. And she's walking. And again, the referee signalling as if it's a third foul rather than anything else. But one or another. So I suspect that Grace Clifford must be due to come back on now at this stage. She would be due to come back on, but remains to be seen if it's going to happen. I see Grace togging off, so very, very temporarily, as that ball is kicked in and kicked wide, very temporarily, just literally for that play. And there's Grace Clifford back on. So, but we're still on 14 on 13. Roscommon still have an extra player on the field. It's just a change in personnel. It's Orla Sullivan who's off. Ball dinked back inside towards Niamh Feeney. Niamh Feeney now on the tackling coming in from Ciara Wheeler. Oh, that's unlucky. Looked to me like Ciara Wheeler did a really good job just leaning in with the near hand, proper tackling technique. But Niamh Feeney will be relieved and reprieved, if you like, as that ball breaks, as that ball broke away from her. She'll be happy to get the second chance. I tell you, Rachel Fitzmaurice inviting Rachel Brady into a little bit of trouble there, and Kildare have won the turnover again. High ball floated in. Grace Clifford back on the field now. Will she welcome back with a score? Feeds it out here towards Sarah Munnelly. Sarah Munnelly, ball is blocked down, and I suspect that we could be looking at another free here. It's not entirely clear what the referee is calling. So still not entirely clear. We have a little bit of treatment here to the Roscommon player who, not sure, is it Aisling McAuliffe? It is Aisling McAuliffe who's down on the ground there at the moment. We're again looking, there's a couple of other Roscommon subs waiting to come in here at the moment. I'll identify who they are. But it looks like it is going to be a Kildare free, and it's going to be a Kildare free from the edge of the D. And Grace Clifford stands over it. McAuliffe is up and okay anyway. Clifford wouldn't usually be one to be going for scoreable frees, though you'd have to say with the wind behind, this could be within range. Instead, Clifford decides to dink that ball back. Leisha Lenihan does really, really well. There's another advantage being played. Gillian Wheeler away towards Lenihan. Will Kildare try and engineer a goal here? Nasa Dooley with the shot. Very tight angle, but very good finish. Dooley has been really, really accurate. 4 shots today, 4 points. And now all of a sudden the lead is down to 2, 4-8 to 115. I'll tell you, you're getting no end of drama here in the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 3 semi-final. As the ball is out towards Aisling McAuliffe, the tackle is on again. Roscommon again conceding possession. Kildare, Ciara Wheeler can't quite hold it. Another free for Kildare. Advantage being played, high ball, and it looks like the advantage is not going to accrue here. No, referee's going to say we're going to play on. Niamh Sinnott on the ball now. Niamh Sinnott looking to take the ball inside. Jenny Higgins trying to get the tackle away. Kildare again trying to carry the ball in. Chance now for Sarah Munnelly to work the ball across here to the opposite side of the field. Aoife Rattigan, another player whose radar has definitely been working this afternoon. Kildare just knocking the ball around the fringes. Mia Doherty now. Doherty with the shot, Doherty with the point, and there is just a single point between the teams now. 4-8 Roscommon, 1-16 Kildare. So another Roscommon substitution. Rachel Brady makes way, and we'll see in a second who's coming in to replace her. I can see the player and just trying to identify the number from here. It's number 28. It's Saoirse Wynne, Roisin's sister, coming into the team. So Roscommon, we're taking along into the closing minutes of this game here. First possession for Saoirse Wynne, takes that hand pass. She's been fouled, but she's carrying the ball on, and again she's dragged to the ground, and I'll tell you, that is nearly as good as a score to kill the clock a little bit here. That's a vital interception as Roscommon try to hold on to this 1 point lead here. Jenny Higgins dinks that free back towards Saoirse Wynne. Higgins now taking it on again, still full of running, still looking to break tackles as she has done the whole way through the game. Higgins with 1-3 to her name, eventually dragged to the ground, and that's a free for Roscommon. This could be an absolutely vital moment in this game. Higgins has gone to ground. It's a very tough angle, it's into the wind. Laura Fleming has had a huge game so far. She'd be the right-footed free taker on this team. But obviously she's not available at the moment. She's off with a sin bin. Last week I was there for Roscommon against Derry, and there was a big issue in the men's game when Shane McGuigan wasn't on the field to kick a free at the end. But there would be other options. I see Kate Nolan standing over it. Kate Nolan would of course be a free scorer with her home club St. Bridget's. So it remains to be seen if she's the one who takes this on. I'd say the instruction would be coming in. I see a couple of I see a couple of players on the Roscommon side. John Kennedy from the management team stepping in there. I'd say the instruction is probably make sure it crosses the whitewash at the end anyway. Good strike from Nolan. She has put it between the posts. That's a huge, huge score. Roscommon at one stage it was 4-8 to 111. Kildare had scored 5 points in a row. Long goal kick, well won at midfield by Lauren Shanaher. Ball breaking across here. Aisling McAuliffe looking to try and find Fiona Tully. Tully being shadowed by Fiona Trout. Tully now just toe taps the ball, looks to break down that wing. She's under pressure. Good interception there. Ciara Wheeler. Pressure, come on, Roscommon. You get the feeling that Kildare just have a little bit more energy. They're a little bit more full of running. You certainly wouldn't tell that there's an extra Roscommon player on the field. Tackles coming in hard at midfield. Eventually, Niamh Sinnott is stopped. We could be looking at another yellow card here. I'm not sure. We're well into stoppage time now at this stage. And you get the sense Kildare might feel that they have to chase a goal. Mia Doherty, the last scorer on the Kildare side, carries it forward. Doherty now to Gillian Wheeler. Jenny Higgins trying to get the tackle in. Gillian Wheeler forces that ball out towards Sarah Munnelly. Munnelly back inside. We've seen a lot of this from Kildare in the second half. It's about can they try and break through and make can they break through for a goal scoring chance. Grace Clifford, ball hits the deck, no free given. Chance for Roscommon to break out now. Rachel Fitzmaurice carries it forward. She's got a little bit of support there from Abby Curran if she can get the ball away to her. Fitzmaurice doesn't give the pass. She's deemed to have been held. That's a huge free as well. You can see the anger on the Kildare side after that free was given. Very, very disappointed with the decision. Didn't look like there was a huge amount of contact, but again, as we discussed earlier when Hannah Tyrrell was here, there was referee's been very, very consistent. He's making life difficult for the player in possession by coming down hard on hand passes and steps. So I suppose equally he has to give the player a chance by making sure there's no dodgy tackles. Long ball forward. Fiona Tully wins it. Fiona Trout is up against her. Good ball from Tully. In towards Aisling Hanley. Aisling Hanley looking to spin past Shauna Kendrick. Hanley getting that ball across the goals. Chance here now to chase it down on the Roscommon side. Who's in there? It's actually Sinead Kenny who's on it. Sinead Kenny hooks the kick in. Pulls it just across the post. It was close. I'd say there can't be a lot left. A look at referee looks at his whistle here. And that's the final whistle. That's the final whistle. Roscommon have held on to win by 2 points. That is a huge, huge win for the Connacht County. A real turn up for the Bucks. Most would have expected Kildare. They were a side. They were stronger in the Intermediate Championship last year. They were league final, lost out in the league final to Laois. Really, really dramatic game. Fantastic game that day. And were edged out by Laois in that league final. But this year they won't be back there. It'll be Roscommon up against either Wexford or Down. They'll meet here now. The ball will be thrown in that one in a little over a half an hour. But a huge win here for Roscommon. That insurance point at the end from Kate Nolan's free meant that when Kildare had that late possession, they had to go after a goal. They didn't get the breakthrough they needed. Roscommon, the goals carried them through. 3 from Aisling Hanley, 1 from Jenny Higgins, and they've picked off the win here. It's a final score at Parnell Park. Roscommon 4 goals and 9 points. Kildare a goal and 16 points. A 2-point win for Roscommon. We'll be back with you in a half an hour if you're going to tune in for Wexford against Down. It'll be great to have you on board if you are. If you're not, thanks for tuning in here today. My thanks to the LGFA for organising the streaming of all this, to Lidl for their sponsorship of the Ladies National Football League, to my man Nevin here with the camera here beside me. He's the one with the technical expertise, as opposed to me just waffling away to my heart's content. But most of all, thanks to you for tuning in. Delighted to have you on board here with us, and I hope you've enjoyed what has been a really dramatic and absolutely entertaining, outstanding afternoon of attacking football. Congratulations to Roscommon, commiserations to Kildare. It'll be Roscommon taking on either Down or Wexford in the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 3 final.